Welcome to Voila third level. Today we are going to cook chicken breasts filled with the recipe to the stuffed mushrooms filling, with also mozzarella and lemon zest. And as a side we are going to have rice that we have here already measured in a mug, but I will tell you how, with also lemon zest, onion and a garlic. And very important, we will have fresh basil as our secret ingredient, both to flavor but also to protect the filling from coming out from our chicken breasts. So let's start by turning on the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, with heat coming from the top, the bottom and fan. So let's turn it on. We are going to start by chopping all our ingredients. So the onion, the garlic, that's going to be for the rice, but we are going to chop it now, and prepare the filling for the chicken breasts. So let's start by that. Then we are going to cut the chicken breast, create a little pocket so we can introduce the filling. We are going to pan fry them to keep all the juice inside, but they are still going to be raw in the inside, so that's why we are going to cook the rest on the oven for 15 minutes. These 15 minutes depend on the size of the breast, but I will explain it later. And then while the chicken breasts are on the oven, we are going to cook our rice, and everything is going to be ready more or less at the same time. And let's start by chopping the garlic and the onion as we have been doing till now. So knife parallel to the board, cut here, and we have the garlic peeled. Today we are going just to slice it. This is going to be for the rice. So just slice it and put it aside, since the rice is going to be onion later on. And we are going to use half of the onion. So again, chop it in this direction. Then take out the tops. Peel the outside. And by now you should be more comfortable with this, but it's very important to practice. So we are going to chop this again 8 times like this, then once in the middle, and then as we did always this movement, and now with the onion. Fingertips to the back to be protected, and let the weight of the knife do the job. And we have our half onion. You can save this for later, for another recipe. Okay, so now let's prepare the filling for the chicken. So we had the filling of the stuffed mushrooms saved on our freezer. We unfreezed it, and it's now what we have from the last recipe. This is going to give us flavor and make us having a faster recipe. So to this we are going to have half of the mozzarella. So let's open it. Have the mozzarella here. We're going to use half of it. We can save this for later, for another recipe. And to this one is very easy. We just chop it so it is easier to fill. So cut 3 or 4 times in this direction, then turn it and cut it in 2, twice, so we get 3 pieces. And now we just roughly chop it in this direction. And we are going to add this to the filling. if it's too much, the filling, it's okay. We can just serve it as a side also to the chicken. It will be also really good. So now we are going to use the zest of half of a lemon. So just use the thinner side of this. You never want to take the zest of the white part, so you should do it twice and then rotate the lemon so you can have more of the yellow part. And that's it. Use the knife to take everything that stayed inside so we don't waste anything. And now add all this seasoning with the help of the knife. And finally, the basil. So I got some fresh basil here. You can buy it like this, or you can buy it only the leaves. But for this recipe, we will need 2 bigger leaves to make the filling, protect the filling for not leaving the breast. So I have these 2. And then you should take 5 more leaves, medium size. Should be good. Okay. So quickly wash this. And now we have these 2 that we are going to save. And these we are just going to put the 5 leaves, one on top of the other. Then we are going to make a small roll. And now we are going to chop it as we learned. This is a good way to chop fresh herbs. And much easier for you to grab it. And then you just need to add it to the filling. So now we can take this out. We are not going to use this today. We put this aside. We are going to use this for the rice, as we already know. And now we have these 2 leaves here and the filling. The filling, you just need to give it a good mix so the flavors get combined and we have an equal spreading of the filling. Let's save the rice filling here aside. You can also add the 2 leaves, because now we are going to use the board to cut raw meat, and after this we should not use the board to do anything else. So that's why it's important that you clean the board. So now we have our 2 chicken breasts. They are not really big, so they are not going to take a lot of time to cook. What you need to do is to put the soft side to the board and leave the thicker side to your right side if you cut with your right hand. So now what you're going to do is, I'm using a normal knife. You just need to make sure that it cuts well. And what you're going to do is to put your hand here, parallel to the board, and use the knife to go through it and create a little pocket. If it opens, it's okay, but it should not happen. So you should do it very calmly. So first you do a small cut so you can enter the meat, and then just let the knife slowly get through the chicken breast. You should feel it with your hand, you should feel the knife moving. Be careful so you don't take out the knife outside of the chicken breast. And now you can go a little bit one of the sides and do the same to the other. So you have a larger pocket, so you can introduce more filling if you want. And have more filling until the end of the chicken breast and not only here at the entrance. Good. So now you can try this with your fingers. As you see, this is a really large pocket, which is good. I have more filling. If you can see the opening of the pocket, it's okay, but it will be better if you don't, because then everything will stay inside. So let's fill the first one. So just use the spoon. Put the filling inside. You can also use your fingers to help. I'll do it so you can get more filling at the end. Do it gently so you don't destroy the small pockets. Then one more spoon. Still some space, let's do it. And it's filled. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take one of these leaves and just put it inside, so it helps the cheese that is going to melt to stay inside. So now you got this basil leaf working as a door. Let's hope it holds. The rules should for sure help on keeping most of the filling inside. Great, so now the second, and then we are ready to pan fry it. Okay, so now here, let's turn the heat of the pan in high heat. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'm just going to use this to pan fry very quickly our chicken. The reason why we are doing this is because when we pan fry the chicken, all the juice stays inside then when it cooks on the oven. So it gets a lot of flavor from the outside, and the juice are kept on the inside. So just before adding the chicken breast to the pan, let's just add a pinch of salt. Don't forget that the filling already has salt, so we just really need a little bit to cover it. And now we can add, so increase the heat to medium and just add the 2 chicken breasts. And the second. Just turn it. You can see the brown side. This one can stay a little bit more. When you start seeing the brown side, it means that it's good to turn. You should leave like 1 minute in each one of the sides. Should be more than enough. Like, turn it around. So now again, let's turn it. You can see all the brown. Those chickens help the leaf to stay inside. In 30 seconds more and we are ready to put it on the tray and put it on the oven. The chicken will be on the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, and then you'll need to let it rest for another 5, and then we're going to slice it. A good way to see if it's ready is that if you can just stick a fork or a knife and you see that it comes out clean and does not leave any liquid. If you have a thermometer, you can also test it. I'll show you how it should look like. Okay, so now we have our first chicken breast, smooth side up. Let's add it to a tray. The second, also ready. Let's add it to the tray. And now let's put this on the oven that's already preheated. It's at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. And then we are going to check it. Let's go. We are now going to start cooking our rice while the chicken is on the oven. It will take more or less 15 minutes cooking and 5 minutes before for frying the onion. Let's start by turning on the stove medium heat, 5, and add 1 tablespoon. And we will add the onion and the garlic that we prepared before. We are going to cook this until it's translucent. So we don't want the onion caramelized, we just want it almost transparent. It should take around 5 minutes to get there. And then we are going to add the rice. Let's put it in medium-high heat until it starts frying. You should hear the sound. And here it's starting to cook now. So let's lower this for medium heat and let it cook for 5 minutes until it's translucent. So at this point, if you have a way to heat water, for instance as we do for doing tea, you can start preheating the water. Otherwise, just really hot water coming out from the kitchen tub will also work. Okay, so now at this point, as you can see, the onion is getting translucent. So we are ready to add the rice. So let's add it. Half a mug, which should be enough for 2 people. Just help the rice to get involved with all this onion and garlic. As you can see, the rice has now gained some color because of the olive oil, and we are now going to add half of the lemon juice. If you put your hand like this and then you squeeze the lemon, you guarantee that you do not get any seeds inside. And if you drop one, I just take it out and just let the lemon cook. Just turn it up to medium-high heat. And now let's add the water. So we had half a mug here. So we are going to use 1.5 mugs of water. 1.5. A good mix, so we guarantee that the rice is not getting stick to each other. Add a good pinch of salt. And again, as I told you before, add always less salt and then try it when it's almost done and see if you need more salt. Never do the opposite because you cannot correct more salt. Stir it a bit, and while it starts boiling, as it is now, just decrease to medium-low heat, 4. Cover it almost fully and let it cook for 15 minutes. So let's turn off the heat. We just added 2 or 3 leaves of basil to the rice, and as you can see, all the water evaporated, and we have a creamy rice that will go very well with our chicken breast. So let's plate. As you can see, the leaf protected the cheese from coming out. So let's cut it in a diagonal way so we can see the inside. the thicker part in your direction. As you can see, all the filling without the breast and the cheese melted. So now we can move it to the plate. Spread it a bit around so you can see the inside. And now let's add the rice. Or lemon and basil rice. And you can even add a little bit of the sauce that came out from the chicken breast. Add it on top. So here it is, our recipe of today, level 3 of Voila cooking course, and we have chicken breast filled with the filling from the mushrooms with cheese and basil. So we have leveled up our shopping skills. We learned how to cook rice and give it flavor, and also how to cook meat.